Hello, and welcome to episode 95 of Philo. Gosh, what did I name this episode? I named it something. Couch surfing. That's what I named the episode. So we have Chuck Whelan as our guest this episode. Chuck and I go way back to Keen Space, which is like way back. I'm, of course, going to bring in my better half and co-host, Robin Fisher.
Hello.
And this is Chuck, because he's awesome. Hi, Chuck.
Here I am. Hi.
And I'm going to bring up art so that I'm not in the big window. Where we left off, Armand's famous octopus actor brother, who plays all the octopus parts in Hollywood, Armand's sleeping on his couch. That's where we left off. So we have to figure out where we're gonna go from there. And I think that's probably a good place. Do you want to do the next panel, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll take a stab at whatever anybody's really throw my way.
Okay.
So does the brother have like any sympathy for what Armand is going through, or is he just like either excited to be around him and just totally bulldozing over everything to have a good time, or is he just like in his own world and just couldn't give two shits about Armand? Like, of the three, what do you think he's feeling, the brother?
I think he would want to show off how cool his life is, right? Because his brother's in town, right? He's an actor, and he's like super famous, and like I think that he would like. I see the two panels as this, right? The first panel is Armand pouring his heart out to his brother, to Marlon, and then the second panel is them living it up to get Armand's mind off Philo, you know, of like,
Get spirits up.
So which of those two panels do you want? Like the
So the first one is
a cry fest between two octopus.
so the two octopuses talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and one of them is this guy with the glasses and the cup and the drink
And the martinis, yes.
and the martinis, and the other is
That's
the
his
other one.
famous
Who's the one on the couch?
Actor octopus brother.
Yes, and the other one is Armand, who's been
So
with
these two
us
talking.
almost since the beginning.
What are they saying?
Well, Armand and Philo have a relationship with each other, but Armand, I think, just left Philo because his exes just came out of the woodwork, and
that's Armand with the hat.
he doesn't have a hat. He's going like this with his tentacle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, woe is me.
Yeah.
I thought he was wearing like a My Fair Lady hat or something.
No,
But it was
no.
his like arm.
I can see that. You're not out of line. I can totally see how that would look like that.
Okay, so
Yes.
now I'm
No, I
it,
can
but-
see
yeah,
it.
I put
I
my
can see
glasses
it.
on and see it.
But it
I
totally is
could-
tentacles too.
It's his arm.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now I'm understanding it better.
So you're gonna do the two octopuses?
Yeah. But
Okay,
aren't I
awesome.
supposed to put the caption in here?
Yeah.
Not the first
So
thing I'm supposed to do.
so what would the caption be? Is like
Armand
and he
pours
never-
his heart out
and he
to
never
his
even
brother.
gave me a massage. And he never even gave me a massage, right? If he's pouring out his full heart.
Armand. What is his name? Armand Asante.
Just Armand.
Armand's a squiddy. Is he a squid or an octopus?
Octopus. No squid. There are no squids in the story.
Okay. Well, what if I said that there's a squid in it? Then there would be.
Maybe you could introduce a squid as another ex-lover of Armand.
Right. So, and what's the
maybe
brother's name
the squid
again?
is Marlon's wife.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe he's gay. If he lives in Hollywood.
Maybe the squid is Marlon's husband.
I'm gonna do a montage. We're gonna have the drive with all of the palm trees.
I think his brother's like kind of ignoring him.
You think his brother's just doing this just to show off?
But yeah, I think he's just waiting for Armand to finish talking so he can talk about like his great life.
Yeah, maybe. He might be self-absorbed, not really listening to him.
Wait, what are these things supposed to look like again? Just octopuses.
Yeah, they're just octopuses. I think it's fair to say that we took Armand out of the capybara costume.
Out of the
He's
what?
too sad to wear it anymore.
He was wearing a capybara costume.
No, I'm just saying he's too sad now to wear it.
Yeah, but I was answering Chuck. He was wearing a capybara costume.
Right. He was previously a capybara. All right. Well, honestly, I find it very hard to keep up with the plot. When's the book coming out?
When I finish it. I just have to finish it.
Is it mandatory to keep up with the plot?
No, well, I don't think so. I feel like I do successful work.
So
what the heck's going on?
Here's the thing about the plot. Okay.
Sorry.
It is an improv comic, and
it's a living, fluid thing.
It's a pretty non sequitur most of the time.
Yeah.
There are 5 different stories, and it's kind of like resets almost at the beginning of each story, but like the last story still kind of affects the next story, right? You know, there is still kind of lore that builds up, but you don't have to worry about getting it exactly because it's built in the moment.
And I mean, everyone draws differently, right? So there's this kind of like understanding that it's not going to be so strict and faithful.
Yeah. Canon is soft. In this world, right? It's not a rigid thing. You don't have to worry about like, oh no, like, did he have 8 buttons on his shirt? You don't have to worry about that, right? No. Is he wearing a shirt?
Well, I certainly haven't been. But I do my best, because I like to get these things right as far as possible. Like we do a jam comic now. I go to a thing in San Francisco called Cartoonist Conspiracy. That anybody local is welcome to attend. It happens on the 2nd Tuesday of the month, which is this coming Tuesday this week at the place called Finjan Kwaha Coffee Shop, which is like a Middle Eastern coffee shop that's open late. Down, on Mission, sort of south of Cesar Chavez there in Bernal Heights, getting into that district.
We had a cartoon conspiracy chapter in Minneapolis.
Yes, and we do Jam Comics, and there's some order to it. Dr. Popular, who organises it, Doc Pop, and what I like to do is because the pages are numbered, so we'll say we're doing 10-page story for a zine or whatever, and then I like to do the last panel. So the last panel on page 5 has to then. You can look ahead and see what's happening on page 6. You have to make whatever page 5. Whatever happened on page 5 has to somehow make sense with page 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody starts at the beginning of the new page. Does that
sounds like a jam comic?
But that's like a lot of people there. Yes, it's a jam comic of the old-fashioned variety, I suppose.
I'm just jealous that you live in San Francisco.
In the early days, though, they would do these sort of postal jam comics. So you would do one panel and then mail it on to the next person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was maybe about 18 or 19, I got a tiny little sketchbook. And I took it around Artist Alley, and I got a bunch of artists to do a jam comic. And a lot of these artists, I didn't even know. And I looked back later on, and I had people like Shannon Wheeler. I did panels of a chicken getting hit by a car. Yeah. I don't know. I still have the book. Is that a cookie?
Yeah, but look how perfect it is. It's so perfectly circle. It's a ginger snap. Made in Newfoundland. Of all places. It's got fancy molasses and lard and ginger.
Fancy molasses?
Mm-hmm.
Does it say fancy?
Yeah, it literally says fancy.
My husband has been using my dark brown sugar in his tea. And he's just like, oh, it's brown sugar, right? But there's a difference between dark brown sugar and light brown sugar when you bake. And so I was forced to make, pie with light brown sugar because I didn't have any dark brown sugar. And he's like, oh, this one. The pie doesn't taste the same. Because you used up all my dark brown sugar. And that's what it's for. I used up. It's. I don't know. It's just a silly thing. But
that's frustrating when you expect something to be there and it's all gone.
Yeah.
One of the greatest things about living alone that never happens.
Yeah. I miss that. But now I have little hands that grab things, and I have big hands that grab things too.
Yeah.
Do this.
I always try to have my most fragile, important stuff high up off the ground, so that any little hands nearby just can't reach it.
Well, I've since learned that skill, but sometimes there's stuff in the fridge, or I'll be like, oh, I'm really looking forward to that ice cream. And the ice cream will be gone.
That is not a fun kind of painful at all.
Yeah. It's like, no. Camera pulls back. Have these guys up here.
Do I look like Coraline? Monster High is doing the Coraline doll, and it actually looks really cool.
Like a licensed one or an off?
Yeah, Monster High is always licensed. She's got a really cute face. Like she's like, she looks cocky. I don't know another word. I can't think of another word for it. But she's like,
I thought
she's got a smirk.
I thought Coraline never became a doll.
Well, she kind of looks like maybe like, okay, so all the Monster High dolls are technically mostly teenagers, so I think that's what this is like a teenage Coraline.
Oh, so
you should look her up. She looks really cool.
So she went back and crawled through and became a doll later.
I guess so.
Wait, isn't Coraline Neil Gaiman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Isn't he cancelled now?
We did, but we can still talk about the art.
Right.
It's not giving him money to talk about it.
Isn't it?
But yeah, I guess if Coraline is the license, it kind of is giving him money if you buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't bought anything from Monster High since I missed out on that alien one. I'm really still sad about that. That was such a cool one. And so far, anytime I look her up, she's like $300, and I'm like, I'm not paying that.
Of course, she's $300. Yeah, my daughter wants a unicorn, from this show that's like about like babies in these outfits, and she's only seen the show like 3 times, but she wants a unicorn from the show. Same thing. Unicorn's always like $100, $200, whereas the other ones are like $30, $20.
Jesus Christ, I hate that.
That's outrageous for a unicorn.
As a person that collects female characters, that has happened so often to me as a collector. And in fact, it happened with this woman right here. This was a perfect example of one of those instances. This is the bowler from Mystery Men.
Mm-hmm.
I got it as a gift from a boyfriend at the time, so I was pretty lucky to get it. He had connections. But when I tried to get it myself beforehand, it was impossible because they boxed them. Like, there was one of her and like 5 of Spleen and 7 of the Shoveler, you know what I mean? Like, and then just one of her. And I'm like, that's the one I want. What the hell? Yeah. Why do you make it so hard? It's a Janine Garofalo action figure. Come on.
Because they... Have you ever seen The 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Oh, yeah, of course I have.
So, you know the part where he's talking about the boss of the $6 million man? And he says that one's worth more than the $6 million man himself.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it is. It's the ones that people don't even realize are going to be worth something that are worth something because most people that read comic books from that time threw them away. Right? That's why baseball cards from the same time period are worth something, is because, you know,
hang on.
would chew the gum and throw away the baseball card.
Some of these things I'm not using.
Are you having difficulty?
Yeah, I think I need to quit some things that I'm not using over here. Sorry, wait. Photoshop's suddenly running very slowly.
Oh, Photoshop's angry at you?
Damn you, Photoshop. Did I tell you guys that there's a guy who comes into my store with a red MAGA hat? But it's not MAGA. It says, is he dead yet?
No. No, but that's awesome.
It is awesome. I quite like it. I've seen another one that's red with white writing, and that one was "Make Canada Great Again."
Yes.
Or there's a girl I follow who is doing this Hunger Games of dating thing that was kind of funny, and she apparently came up with "Make America Gay Again." And those were quite popular baseball hats, apparently.
All right. Okay.
I like major.
I might have to stop sharing my screen for a minute and restart Photoshop because something really weird is happening. Like my cursor's going all over crazy with Photoshop.
You need to reboot?
Well, I think I just need to maybe quit out of Photoshop. Hang on.
Ooh, sexy ladies.
Well, they're living it up. They're having a good time.
They sure are.
I've never seen it behave so cute.
Snorting coke with what? They have those little colloquial things in their side of their head there. It's a hole. They could use that.
I imagine. I mean, there's a lot of actual holes in an octopus, right, throughout their skin, right? They have the big holes on the side, but they also have like.
Actually, they could just like roll in the cocaine because their tentacles, their whole body is touch sensitive, right? It would absorb it.
Yes, but if I'm just showing them rolling in powder, people are like, "What are they doing?" But if I show them,
I think it's to find them rolling in cocaine.
You know what they're doing.
I think you'd be the first person in the history of comics to draw an octopus rolling in cocaine.
Maybe that's panel 3. I don't know. But yeah.
They're having a good time.
They're having a
the
great
boys.
time. Yeah.
Okay. Again. Alright, I'll try restarting Photoshop. Hopefully I might have to restart my computer.
Okay, let me know if you need to back out.
I think I should be good.
So you've been doing some conventions lately, Chuck?
Yes. Well,
did you say you do more conventions in the summer or the winter?
I don't know. I don't have any regular sort of convention schedule other than I was doing sort of Fan Expo in San Francisco quite regularly. But then I decided, well, maybe I won't sign up for it again right away, but now maybe I will. I'm signed up to do an Oakland Comic-Con on May 9th to 10th. I'll be doing that. I just was doing this thing called DundraCon. It wasn't that big of a show, like down the peninsula in Santa Clara, but that was good. That was fun. And then I did this show in San Luis Obispo that was being organised by this guy Nero and some cartoonists down there, including our mutual friend Kane Lynch.
Yay!
So, you know, we had a bit of a gossip about this and that.
Yeah.
And that was good. And yeah, there were some good people there. This guy Jose Cruz, Josue Cruz, who's from the neighborhoods in San Francisco here. Well, not this neighborhood, but nearby, I think. And
I've actually been to a convention in your neck of the woods.
Oh, yes.
I've done 8 twice. Both times were in San Jose.
Okay, what year? When did you do that?
Oh no, wait! The second one was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The second one was on the pier of San Francisco. The first one I went was in San Jose. So I think the first one would have been
1 year where it was like out on the pier.
The first one I think was 98.
Yeah, I was probably
or 97. I can't remember. It's either 97 or 98. And the second one I do not remember. I want to say it was around the year 2000. It's either 99 or 2000, 2001. But yeah,
Okay.
It was on the pier, and it was in like this big airplane hangar. And I interviewed a lot of people at that one. That was a really good one. I got some amazing interviews.
Yeah.
But I got some really good ones at the first one I went to too, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, both apes were really excellent. The first ape I went to was the one in San Jose. It was the premiere of Oni. And so, like, Kevin Smith went to it. Not that I like him, I don't. But, like, it was, like, that big of a deal because he was, they were doing the Clerks comic, right? It was, like...
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Flagship title that they were doing. Jim Mahfood.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Can't really say that about a lot of places. Like, I don't think I've been to a convention at either of the cities you've just lived in, Amber.
What, in Minneapolis and
Nope.
Memphis?
Nope.
Denver? San Diego?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't been to the Comic-Con in San Diego yet.
See, we've done Comic-Con together. We just not at the same time, not the same years.
I did that one in 2000.
Well, Amber and I met at Comic-Con in San Diego.
Yes.
And mostly, well, I remember meeting you in the corridor, and you were bouncing about full of energy. Then we were at a party somewhere with a bunch of people that you knew and I didn't really know. And I was sat talking to you on the couch for a while.
No, I didn't know anybody. I just pretended to know people.
Okay, you seemed like you knew everybody.
No.
I was like, who are these?
Fake it till you make it, man.
They see it was a house full of people. Like...
I need you to reshare your screen because you.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
That was a long time ago.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
But I've been drawing sexy ladies and octopuses doing cocaine.
Yay, sexy ladies.
And octopus is doing cocaine. Don't forget about that.
Octopus is doing cocaine.
Yeah, our mom pours his heart out. How far are you from finishing this panel?
Yes, it's quite near, really. I was just going to put a little shading up here or something.
Okay, so do you think you're ready for panel 3, or do you want to wait for panel 4?
No,
I think Armand should have a tear coming out of one of his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So we know he's sad. But then the next montage, he's having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a great time. Like, yeah! Okay. I'll do panel 4.
Hey, is anybody watching us? We've had like no comments.
I know we have 2 people.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody
cool.
says you wouldn't have soap
Hi,
operas.
2 people, whoever you are.
No. You wouldn't have soap operas without soap. We'll be back from these messages. Is my Frosty Tools?
Yeah, I know. But I thought you could see who was actually watching.
No, I can just see the number of people. But no, Frosty Tools. That tells me when I have commercials on Twitch.
Yeah, I know, it's a bot.
Yeah, I was just telling Chuck. So, so what happens for panel 3 then? That Chuck's gonna draw.
Well, you did the montage.
Or I guess I can do panel 3 because he's
you want to get on the panel 3 then. You know
is it consequences of the montage or is it continuation of more partying?
Well, Chuck said that
is it the next day?
Well, no, you were saying that his brother's not really listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're having all this good time and stuff. Like, wouldn't that wear on Armand after a while? Like you're not listening to my problems?
Yeah, you're just shoving them under the rug because you want to party.
Yeah, because you just want to party and stuff like that. Like, so probably like the next morning.
The brothers fight.
I see the caption of like the next morning, right? Dot. And we're just gonna have like chaos here of like, here's the couch. And I imagine the couch should be broken, right?
Do you guys get Lay's potato chip?
Yes.
We just got this new flavor and I'm totally addicted to it.
What is it?
Cheese and onion.
We've had cheese and onion.
You just got cheese and onion. Yeah, cheese and onion is that's the old favourite back in the old country.
We just got it, sorry.
Well, good. I'm glad to see, like, salt and vinegar's really taken off since I lived here. Like, you couldn't really get salt and vinegar 30 years ago, but now that's quite widely available. So, yeah, I hope cheese and onion takes off. We have a really nice prawn cocktail flavour, is very popular, but it's nothing like American prawn cocktail. It's more like Thousand Island.
Sour cream and onion Lays are delicious. I don't care what anyone says.
Your sour cream and onion is quite close to cheese.
Those were like my favorite when I was a teenager, so I kind of killed them.
Oh,
the sour cream and onion.
You had too many?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. That's understandable. Yeah, Ian can't have coffee anymore. Can't have coffee anymore because he used to drink it as a teenager, and he had coffee, went to Starbucks, they made his coffee, they steamed the milk. The milk was bad. And when you steam milk that's sour, you can't taste the sour. Right? And so he drinks it really fast because he's on his way to school. And or either to school or to work, one of the two. And his car breaks down. And so he has to push his car to a gas station that's like 1.5 miles up the road. And then as he's like pushing his car, he's getting sick because of the milk. So he starts throwing up while he's physically exerting himself, pushing right? And so after this experience of like doing this for like 1.5 miles as a teenager and stuff, he could never drink coffee again.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Even now, like when I have coffee and like I pour the grounds down the sink and stuff like that, he's like, "Oh no, it's awful." Oh, the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I get it, but I'm sorry. Sorry.
What about other forms of caffeine? I mean, would he have a?
Oh no, he drinks chai, and he has tea, and he also enjoys Rockstar. That's his caffeine of choice.
Oh yeah, okay, Rockstar. All right, I've been off caffeine for like over a year now.
Oh, you're doing the lemon thing.
It just sort of happened, really. I don't know. I've been off it for most of the year. Yeah.
Good for you. It's hard to quit some of that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I was very addicted to it. I was drinking black tea from dawn till dusk, basically.
Yeah. So, what's your experience been?
Well, less trips to the bathroom.
That's a good feeling.
Are you drinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're having any sort
or...
of food, definitely it's a good idea. Okay, I'm doing panel 1. All right, okay, I've done. All right, I've finished panel 1. All right. Panel 1 JPEG saved. Okay.
Okay.
All right, panel 2. No, panel 4 now.
Yes, you're on panel 4. So I don't know what to do in panel 4. I'm just going to draw like the leftovers of a party. You know, that's kind of. That's kind of what I was going for. Like, I'll put me in the big window so that you can kind of see the direction I was heading in.
Okay, wait, why is there a human there?
Because he passed out at the party.
Okay. Unless, where's the other gone?
Yeah, he passed out at the party.
Wait,
He's just passed out. I hope he's not dead.
Where's the human come from?
There was a party.
Maybe right the next morning at a random party.
I just said the next morning.
Okay.
You know.
So maybe right the next morning at a random party, so we know what's going on and where they are.
Oh, I thought that they were at the pad. That's why I was drawing the pad.
Yeah, but you have a human there. How do we explain the human?
I thought he passed out at the party.
Is it Philo?
It could be Philo, but the thing is yeah, we haven't had Philo for a while, and maybe Philo, like, maybe that's it. Okay, is there's paper over his face, so we don't know who he is, and then the paper's pulled off his face, and it's Philo. He was partying.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that panel because I don't think I've drawn Philo. I'm not sure. I feel like I've drawn everything else except Philo. Yes. I want to reinvent Philo for the next generation.
Yes.
I want to do my iconic take on Philo.
Yes. So yes, we could easily do that. So
we'll divide the fans. We'll divide the Philo fans.
Yes, there is a newspaper over his face, and then the newspaper is pulled down, and you do the reveal panel that it is indeed Philo that passed out after the party.
Yeah. All right. So I'll just say.
I think I'll draw a book. Books are easier to draw than newspapers.
Are you working on any new comics, Chuck?
Yes. Oh, thank you for asking. First of all, I've got a new zine available. I guess you'll have to get this off me at Oakland Comic Con if you're interested. But or you can message me, and I don't know how people get zines these days. But all right, it's just a little, it's a 5-page story featuring Astro Kitty and the Earth Space 5, written by my friend Keltini, who I met at Art Battle, and Kelty she's very taken with the idea of Astro Kitty and the Earth Space 5, and it's funny because I was like, oh, that's funny because there's sort of 5, but there's only 3 of them. But then she came up with, she looked at the book and she decided that Orkra was also in the band, which I thought was a great idea. And she also has this character, Sheer, who's a hummingbird character. But she's also got these ideas of 5-girl energy and understands how to write the story of a girl band on tour. So the first story is called Astro Kitty versus the Brattleship, in which Astro Kitty's bought a new vehicle for them to travel around in. And Kelty's giving me her pencil layouts, and then I'm inking and colouring them. And we'll see, because I'm not changing what she's done too much. They're not like full, they're quite basic, but there's quite a lot in them that I really like. So I'm sort of, I'm basically doing what she did and then kind of.
Here, I should probably put you in the big panel. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, we've got, there's the zine. Ooh.
Oh, well, I'm trying to put you in the big panel.
Oh,
you were there. He was there. We go.
Oh. Ah! Big panel! Sorry.
there we go. I mean, I could probably find the images to show you, but all right. So there's a little story, and it's quite funny. And there's some funny things.
Nice. The coloring is cool.
And yeah, it's a good read.
That is very
gremlins are messing up their shit. Walker, this is one of my favourite lines. What she says: "This isn't the first time I put a bunch of little freaks in chains. It won't be the last."
That is a very pretty zine.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, show the poster.
Last panel there is the one that she did. Basically like that, and then there's.
Cool.
Show the poster.
Oh yeah, and I forgot. Like this was Dale. Well, our mutual friend Dale. He had the idea.
What a great idea!
Poster in the middle. So I thought, well, then that's all being, of course.
I like that idea a lot.
And Kelty's she's just finished the second story, which is 13 pages. You know, and actually, which is what she said it was going to be. And then there's going to be one more, and then that'll be our first little comic. But yes, so now I have to find some time to ink that. So there's that. And in the meantime, I'm also working on my sort of Pupil Volume 0, which is like this story that I wrote like in the early 90s, the first Pupil story I did. And I sort of wrote it all out and penciled it and then started inking it and then realized it was like way too hard to ink it. And comics was really hard work. It was like about 10 pages. I didn't finish it until like recently, and then like I found it and it made me laugh and I was like, oh no, this is actually the proper beginning of Pupil really, so I've got to finish it. So I finished it quite quickly, and then I've written some new stories. I've written about 20 or 30 pages of new material that I've got penciled out to ink, but it's just all going to be in black and white. And then there's like my first zine story that I published and a few other little strips I did of like early material. So it's just sort of like doing a new sort of beginning, but actually the original beginning that I sort of retired, but just because it wasn't really complete, but now it's complete. So I'm quite pleased with that. I've been working at that, but, you know, making sure that the new material was sort of, you know, stuff that I wanted to do and that had in my head and that I knew, and that sort of sets the world up as I better now understand it. You know, just setting up a few little things.
The wisdom of age.
But then the real epic that I have to do is Pupil in Love, which is the story of how Pupil and Tina met. And somebody came up to me at DunderCon and I had a few books. She goes, "Where's the one where they met?" And I was like, well, it's funny you should say that. Because I sort of never did it. I sort of did these early material and then, you know, and then I guess, you know, I work on things sporadically a bit. And then it's, you know, I met Tina and I was with her, and then I just started doing the comic with her in it. And I never really did a how they met comic.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, I have to do that one day, but I never really got around to it. And I had various notes, and Adam, who I worked on it, Adam Prosser for a while, he had some notes on the story. So I kept most of everything that we did, and I got it all together in this other big story that, you know, is also a very sort of world-establishing story, and like a big story that I've worked out that's quite good, I think. And this actually, doing this little previous volume, takes a bit of the sort of exposition stuff off of that story. I don't have to go quite so much into some of these things. I've sort of, you know, canonized that earlier material. That's good. So then I'll have that, and then, you know, so then I have that story of how they met. Then I've got another story that I also did in zines that I never finished. So I did my early zines, and there's a sort of story that I did that was a bit wacky, and I didn't really know where it was going. I didn't have an ending for it, but now I do. So that would be my next task, would be to sort of round that one off. But I was finding, I was going through pages really quickly. I was doing a sort of much more, like almost like when I would do Pupil as a daily webcomic. I wasn't doing too ambitious for the page, like 6 panels at the most, but maybe just like 1, 2 or 3 panels, you know, just so to keep it more loose. So it's more like, but also try to do it with some sort of a gag. But I don't know, I used to be more like always trying to do it with a gag. I don't know if I feel I need to do it as much now, but yeah.
Yeah, more exploration of the story.
Yes, I've more thought out the story in advance, and I've actually spent a long time in it. And I read stuff about screenplays, like, you know, how to, you know, it's basically, I'm calling it an epic fantasy, action adventure, romantic comedy. I managed to get all those genres in there, so you know, it should all work. I think it all works out. I've got it all worked out. I don't have it 100% scripted. I've got a large bits of it sort of scripted, and then other bits where I just sort of know where it's going to happen. You know, that makes sense. And then the ending's a big sort of squiggle of stuff that I know it all fits together, but I think I have to sort of get there before I can really all put it all together. But then, I don't know how long it will be though. It'll only be, I think it could be as short as only 6 issues of comic. It might be as much as 8, but it's comics. But it's still a big job. That's a real commitment if I could commit to that. I'm doing all the other things first, the easier.
Your
the low-hanging
ability to produce comics astounds me. It always astounds me, and you're inspiring and amazing, and I love you for it.
Well, that takes one to know one, but
I wish I was as productive. But
well, all right, I'm very dedicated to being productive. Yeah, I don't know, but that's because I'm just a bit boring, I suppose.
Yeah, but still, you're doing awesome, and like it blows my mind because you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing this and this and this and this and then this other irons in the fire and then this and this. It's like, geez, oh man, I pick up my daughter from school. Oh,
well, that's very time consuming. I mean, you're in the vortex there. I mean, that's just.
Yeah. The vortex is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, I've got a bit more time on my hands these days. So it starts coming back. I don't know, when they get to about 10, then you start getting a bit more time back.
Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully.
Yeah, a bit, bit by bit. The goal is, I don't know, this woman I work with, she said when Sam was very little, just make sure they understand that no means no. She'd had a lot of trouble with her son and he'd been in prison and all this stuff, she said, so I don't know. So I was like, okay, I'll take that advice then. It's very hard. They're very good at getting around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to, like, he looks very big.
All right, now I've got to do Philo close up. Wait, I've got to find a picture of Philo. Here we go. I've got that thing you gave me. Okay, Philo.
Yes, I gave you a very good link for just that purpose.
All right, so he's got 2 fingers. Right.
Again, it just draw. What's important is that he has antenna
and a dopey look. Even though he's not stupid.
He's not stupid.
And a bandit.
No, he's not stupid. But he does kind of, I think he kind of has like a stunned sort of Fido Dido kind of look. Remember that character? From Sprite?
Who?
7-Up? Fido Dido? Fido Dido?
Fido Dido, no, I don't know him.
You don't remember him?
Fido Dido, no. We didn't get that one. That Canadian thing?
I'm trying to think. It doesn't sound familiar to me. I mean, it sounds like something I've heard of before, but I can't recall what it's from.
We got Huckleberry Hounds. And most Hanna-Barbera things, Hanna-Barbera seems to be acceptable. And we would get things like Bewitched. We wouldn't get Gilligan's Island. That was too stupid, I think. Or Gomer Pyle, we didn't get that.
That man was actually a classically trained opera singer.
Okay.
You don't believe me.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying,
is that episode singing opera?
You couldn't get by an opera singing.
No, I think he went to Hollywood to become an actor, and he just ended up becoming Gomer Pyle. And like I said, he does an episode of the Muppets where he gets to sing opera. And
what's his name?
I'm trying to think of the actor that played Gomer Pyle. Let's see, Gomer Pyle actor. Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors, yeah.
Yeah. And he sings opera in that episode. And it's surprising because he's like well trained and good at it. And you don't expect that from Gomer Pyle.
Reading the book.
Are you talking to us, Chuck?
No, so I'm muttering. Like, yeah, my wife's always complaining about that I do it. I guess I do it more in my old age now.
Yes.
I just sort of mutter under my breath about what I'm doing.
Yes, that is why I believe. Oh, there's Robin back. That is why I believe that the ellipse was designed for people like you.
My internet just died. I don't know what happened. It was my data, not my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And now it's back, so I'm back. There's a storm happening right now, like a lot of rain. So I don't know.
My internet died earlier today when I was streaming, so like I get it. It happens. You are okay. You are amongst friends. This is a safe place.
Well, I went to my other phone to hook up the Wi-Fi, but then I noticed this one worked again. So. That's a good drawing of Philo.
Oh, look at all.
I'm trying to think what I can do. His nose too big. Why is it? What use are his antennae?
We don't know.
Philo is named after Philo Farnsworth, the creator of television, and his antenna come from the fact that rabbit ears look like little antenna, like rabbit ear antenna.
Are they supposed to look like rabbit ear antenna?
Yeah, like little rabbit ear antenna on the TV, and so that's what his antenna are supposed to kind of like remind you of, this little rabbit ear antenna.
Okay, that's very different than from floppy antenna.
But I draw them floppy all the time. Sometimes I draw them.
I think I like them more.
Sometimes I draw them like little. I draw them kind of scraggly.
No, now he's more like a snail. Now I think he's more like a snail. It's a bit weirder.
Well, he might be an alien.
That's my contribution to the Philo lore.
Explored his origins multiple times on the show. And it's like different every time.
Yeah, well, he's obviously living in a kind of a multiverse where the great cartoonist is not one but many cartoonists.
Oh yeah, has Dale still talked to you about that theory of the great cartoonist?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Is he trying to get you as part of his cult now?
Well, I mean, I think as a cartoonist, it's an attractive religion.
Yes.
God is also
well, that's for sure.
So I definitely, can condone it from that point of view. Otherwise, I don't really know.
But then It means that we are made strictly for the amusement of entertaining other godly beings.
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely. I mean, I think that's all we are. It's just we are just bits of God sort of masturbating. He splits himself up into all of us, or she, or it. You know, it doesn't have any gender. You know, but it's bored with the oneness of being, so it just creates itself into all of everything. To have a bit of a laugh, have some experiences, good and bad. You can't have one without the other.
That's Buddhism.
So
you basically just describe incarnation in Buddhism.
I think that's the one that's caused by the facts. That's all. I just think it's the factually supported version. Because they did those experiments on people where they left them in a room.
And the pink ones where it was like the dial theme.
And they couldn't help, like the people couldn't help giving themselves an electric shock. The one thing they couldn't stand was to be bored. I'm too bored. You know, they have to, in the end, everybody has to give themselves an electric shock. Even though they're told that's what will happen. At some point, boredom is the most intolerable thing. But also, boredom's the key to success. Like being an artist or whatever, you sort of sit there and be very patient. Put up with a high level of boredom.
Well, you have to be okay with doing the same thing without a lot of feedback for hours. You know, and then you got to be okay with being bad at something before you're ever going to be good at it.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know if it is boring, because it's weird, isn't it? And then afterwards you've done something that you made that's good.
Well, what you are neglecting to consider, of course, is flow state. And flow state is not a state of boredom. Flow state is above boredom because it is a concentrated state where like time disappears.
Yes.
And artists experience that when they are creating art.
Yes. Yes. Well, yes. And then, like, you know, you get into doing cartoons because you're like sort of like fun, exciting to drawings, I think. You know, not drawing a bowl of flowers. You know, we want to draw like all these crazy things. Usually, I don't know, or personal things, I suppose. I mean, yeah, it depends what you're doing. Just personal journaling.
I know what I can do. I can make this easier on myself. I'm sure I got like a confetti. Sure, I got like some kind of confetti brush. I got coins. Ooh, coins. Coins will be good.
Coin.
Yes.
Why then?
Because then
Yeah, do they have carry-on films in Canada?
What do you mean?
Write them on the ground.
Well, there's a very popular series of British films called carry-on films that were very sort of, I don't know. I mean, they were very ubiquitous, like in the sort of 60s and 70s. And they were mostly famous for their sort of very bawdy kind of jokes. You know, everything.
No, we just took yours. We watched Benny Hill and we would watch your TV shows. Because we had CBC, right? This was our BBC.
Yeah, okay.
See, coins I can put all over the ground.
Why?
To make it look dirty.
I don't know if they would show them on the BBC or the ITV, probably both. Very popular. All right. They definitely don't have them in the USA, and I kind of understand why.
Oh, they're so crude.
Because, well, they're very sort of saucy, and they also have a lot of very camp characters in them.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
I was thinking about the other day and how, like, nobody batted an eye about Dame Edna, but, like, now they would probably freak the fuck out.
He's so funny, though, Barry Humphries. I was watching about early Barry Humphries, and he was almost more like art, you know. He's, you know, the sort of avant-garde kind of art he really liked. And
yeah, I quite liked him.
Yeah, he came from, like, really just very absurdist sort of perspective.
I also, another two of my favorites when I was living in Germany, because that's when I mostly got British television, was, I really liked Lenny Henry, and I really liked Alexi Sales.
Oh yeah, Alexi Sale was great. Yeah. My sister and I used to laugh a lot at Alexi Sale. Yeah.
He does a lot of political stuff now.
Like, it took a minute to get him, and then you're like, oh no, he's there.
Yes, he's a little off-putting at first, but then he's great.
Yeah.
But my favorite Canadian humor is Kids in the Hall.
Okay. Well, yeah, I definitely watched that when it came along. That was good. And yeah, saw the movie when that came out.
Brain Candy?
Yes.
Yeah. The soundtrack is excellent too. I still listen to it.
Oh yeah, okay.
But and what else is Canadian? Well, obviously SCTV is pretty great. But it wasn't really my generation. Like, that was more my parents' generation.
Yeah, we didn't get SCTV or Saturday Night Live, really. Like, those comedians you'd only really know about from their movies.
Yeah, I know. I used to watch SNL. But not often, though, because it was on pretty late from me as a student. But, let's see. What else is 20 in Canadian? We have a show called This Hour Has 22 Minutes, and it was like our version of, what's that show?
60 Minutes?
No, The Daily Show. It's our version of, like, The Daily Show. And from it was the guy, Rick Mercer, and he does a lot of political humor. And he got his own television show, and he did some really funny, cool things where every episode he'd go to, like, 3 different Canadian cities or towns and do something really fun there. So, like, one of my favorite ones is he went up north, like where, like, up in the Northwest Territories, and there's a dude that has to, like, find where the mother bear den is and count the babies she's had as they're hibernating. So he went with him, and he was, like, going in the den, taking the baby bear, shoving them in his jacket. He was, like, trying to take them home. Like, giant baby grizzly bears. But it was like that. It would just be like something really silly, but it would be like also really Canadian. You know what I mean? Like, it would showcase the town that he was in and something cool that someone did in the town. But he's very clever too. The Rick Mercer. Oh, he did a series called Talking to Americans, where he basically was pointing out how kind of not smart they were.
I know, we're uneducated clowns of the world now, and our leadership sucks, and we are not
well, Amber, are you sick of all the
nearly as they think that we are. Yes.
Yeah, I've had to step back. I mean, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And there's that.
They had the Green Party won in England. Everyone was thinking Nigel Farage and Reform were going to win this election, and the Green Party absolutely smashed them. So everyone's happy about that.
Okay.
So it seems like the old Labour and Conservative parties are very unpopular, and like people are like really looking at these new parties.
Using my other phone now. The internet cut out again. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's not your fault.
No, I know.
You said there's a thunderstorm, so it's probably the thunderstorm.
Yeah. So I was just going to say when George Bush Jr. got elected, Mercer went and talked to him and was like, how do you feel about working with Prime Minister Putin? And at the time it was Chrétien who was Prime Minister.
Yeah.
But Bush was like, I can't wait to work with Prime Minister Putin.
Yeah.
So he would do stuff like that. But he's quite clever and funny and cool. We had a guy named Red Green. That was a pretty famous Canadian.
Oh yeah, Red Green. I saw that here.
It was amazing.
Did you in the States?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ladies don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy.
Yes.
They had it on PBS for some reason.
Oh wow, that's excellent. Canadian culture on PBS.
Yes. We had Red Green there, and then I'm trying to think. Like what other Canadian shows we had? Canadian movies, Ginger Snaps.
It is really good, yeah.
Yeah, I like Ginger Snaps, and then
I have not watched a lot of horror movies in my life, but that is one that I went out of my way to see just because it was really good.
And then lots of Canadian TV shows, like we talked about Murdoch Mysteries before.
Yeah, it's still on.
Yeah, I love Murdoch.
What's his name? Jay from Jay and Silent Bob was on recently.
Yeah, he's sober now.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, and so he's trying to bounce back from, like obscurity.
I really like Passed Out Octopus for some reason. It cracks me up how they're just like floppy.
I feel
like the dialogue when Philo wakes up.
I feel like they need stars.
What?
I feel like they need stars.
They need stars?
Yeah, like if they've been.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. As a. What's that word? Because it's not onomatopoeia. It's like symbols, but there's got to be a word for it.
Symbology? I don't know.
I thought there was a word. Bird circling your head, or the lines to illustrate the fact that you're moving fast.
I have the book. I just downloaded it from the archive.org of all of the cartoon terms. I just have to read the
glossary of comic books.
Yeah, I just have to go and read the book.
What's the dialogue under Philo's panel? I can't read it. I'm just curious.
It says, Philo awakes after having passed out at last night's party.
Woo! Oh, Philo.
Yeah, so Philo didn't even know what was going on. He's just partying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Philo from the past. Like Philo before he was dating Armand. Time-traveling Philo. Or time-traveling Armand.
He partied so hard, he went to the past.
Yeah.
He partied so
hard. They're at Philo's teenage past.
Let's not have Philo be a teenager, because that goes into a dangerous place.
I was just thinking of all those 80s movies,
Mm-mm.
like weird science, and that's another one. Tons of them like that.
Yeah, he's saying Philo's adventures have been a bit too adult up to this point.
I am calling them the Epstein class now.
Oh, hey, can you explain to me something? Why are they calling it the Epstein War? I'm so confused about that.
Because he's having the Iranian war to distract from the Epstein files.
Oh, okay, so they're just calling it the Epstein War. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to mean anything.
No, he literally started a war so people wouldn't talk about the Epstein files. Because
no,
all the
I
evidence mounted against him of the rape and sexual assaults. The fact that they're just deleting records off of the files that they uploaded. They're just deleting ones off of there. And getting caught. And then when they're called out for it, they're like, oh, whoopsie doodle. They were accidentally marked as duplicates. No, they weren't. Mm-mm. No. You're just trying to cover it up? Yeah. No. It's the corruption is so thorough that the only thing that is going to fix it is a D-Day.
A DJ?
A D-Day.
Sounds like you're saying a DJ. Last night a DJ saved my life.
No.
But
we have 15 minutes. We could try and do another panel.
Yeah.
Or we could
got
just
one more in me.
You got one more in you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's panel 4 done.
Okay, so that's panel 4. So that means that I am on panel 5 and you're on panel 6.
So what happens on panel 6?
Okay, give me a second. Panel
Wait,
5.
What are you doing? No, you're on panel 4. No, you're on panel 3, aren't you?
Yes, I was on panel 3, and then you did 4. Now I'm on 5.
Okay.
And now you're on 6.
All right. What's happening on 5 and 6 then?
So what is going on 5 and 6? So Philo wakes up. Does Philo see them before they see Philo?
I feel like they see Philo first.
So he doesn't
expect him to be there.
He doesn't know he's there.
Neither of them know they're there until they see each other.
Do you think it's one of those like that moment in Return of the Living Dead where the guy slams the ambulance door and the zombie and the guy see each other like at the same time moment? And it's like, you think it's like one of those moments where it's like, oh, hey, what are you doing there?
No.
What's Philo's relationship to the octopus?
They're dating.
They're dating.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They're dating.
Well, wouldn't they be like, well, I don't know.
But see, like, Armand's run off, so neither of them expect the other one to be there at all in the least.
Okay. So they're going to be like, what are you doing here?
Yes.
So they would be like oh, hey, what are you doing here?
So then how would they react to that?
So I'm doing, what are you doing here?
Yeah, that's easy enough. I don't know what are they doing there? I've got no idea.
And then you would draw the reaction. So what's the reaction?
What is the reaction? I've got no idea. Are they gonna hiss or fight?
No, I think they're mad at each other.
You think they're still mad at each other because Armand ran off?
Armand ran off and abandoned Philo for like literally no reason. Shame, I guess. But it was shame on his own part because he never asked Philo about it. How does he know that Philo is judging him in that way? He doesn't. So Philo's mad that Armand ran off.
So you're saying that Armand is projecting?
Exactly. And Armand is upset because he tried to get away from Philo, and Philo's there, and he loves Philo, but he did not expect Philo to just go and party when he ran off. He thought maybe Philo would look for him, or even, like, you know, wait for him to come home and talk to him about the whole thing, instead of going out and partying.
Philo has been looking for him, that's why he's at the party.
But okay, wait a second. That's not fair for Armand to just expect Philo to just wait at home for him. You know?
Yeah, but Armand was going to come back. He wasn't going to be gone for very long.
Philo didn't know that.
Philo should have some faith and trust.
How do they, what do they see in each other in the first place?
What do they see in each other?
It was kind of a broken wing situation.
It's a trauma
when you think about it, they were kind of trauma bonded because Philo got out of a really bad situation
where Bluto was abusing him.
Yeah,
and Armand was the first person to ever, or the first octopus to ever show Philo like a real relationship with love and respect and kindness.
But has Philo grown now and doesn't want to do that anymore?
Yes,
I don't know.
Philo was a callous asshole.
You'll have to tell me what they're doing because I have no idea.
I imagine that they would want to talk. I think they should
kiss and make up. That's what I think they should do.
I imagine that they would want to talk, right? You know.
Okay, so that's what you would draw. You would draw them starting to have a real conversation.
Yeah, because Philo would be like, "Why did you run off?" And Armand would be like, I thought that you would be judging me for my polyamorous chameleon past lovers. And Philo would be like, you're just projecting, Armand. That's in the past. And who
also,
we are now.
Philo would be like, look at the past that I have. How could I ever judge you?
Yeah,
So that's what you're drawing having a deep conversation.
I like to skip ahead across all of that boring conversation and get to what's the result going to be?
Making out?
Are they going to agree to continue dating? Are they going to
I think if they've gone to the point where they're discussing things, that they're not going to break up at all.
So what you could do is the SpongeBob SquarePants thing, and like 3 hours later, and show them, holding hands and I should have
little
listened
hearts
to you,
popping
blah, blah,
around
blah.
their head.
Yeah, exactly.
So after 3 hours of serious conversation, they made it up again.
Yes.
All right.
But that should be the caption after 3 hours of serious conversation.
Yeah, after 3 hours of serious conversation.
Oh my god, it's 12 degrees outside. This is insane. I'm gonna go outside after this.
What is that in an American?
I gotta look it up. Wait, what's it say? Feels like 9 though. It's supposed to be a high of 17 today or tomorrow. I guess today. It meant today. Alright, right now it's 12 degrees, so let me put that into American. 12 degrees C to F. It's 53 degrees outside.
Okay, that's not terrible.
No, it's like really warm. We just had snowstorms like 2 weeks ago. It's weird. It's really weird. a couple of days ago, it was in like -3s and 5s. Did you know you got a message from somebody?
I got a message from somebody?
Yeah,
the love vibes admin in Discord. No, that's a bot. I already deleted it.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. I couldn't tell. It was very confusing. It confused me. So I watched a movie with my olds that was really interesting.
Yeah, what's that?
It was like a special request from one of them. It was called The Nun.
Oh,
Story.
Yeah. Is it the scary movie?
Oh God, no! Why would my olds want to watch that? No. It's got Audrey Hepburn in it, and it was like the first time that anyone had filmed a serious look at what it took to become a nun. And the whole thing is she wants to be a nurse in the Belgian Congo, and she becomes a nun to do it. It's just before the Second World War. Her father was a doctor, so she's used to all this stuff. But she has such a hard time being a nun because she's so disobedient. Like,
of course,
she's not humble enough. In the end, part of her obedience becomes obeying the Nazis, and she just ends up leaving the convent.
Well, wouldn't you like want to disobey the Nazis?
Yeah, I'm not begrudging. But there's a lot of interesting things about it. Like, one of the characters in it had an abortion before she went and filmed that movie and started hemorrhaging on set.
Ooh.
I forget. It was on Wikipedia. It's nobody famous. Another name I recognize is like, I think Patricia Bosworth or something. And then they mentioned in the Wikipedia
Patricia Bosworth. She was in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. She plays the
Let me make sure that's who it is.
She plays the secretary, if it's the lady I'm thinking of.
Nun's story. But yeah, like, it turns out like the many of the main characters in the movie were not Catholic at all. Like, Audrey Hepburn's like Christian Scientist. The director is Jewish. A lot of people were Protestant. Let's see here. Yeah, it's Patricia Bosworth who it was. Let's see. Her career. She became a journalist in the 60s. But I don't... Oh my god, she worked for Penthouse magazine.
Nice.
Oh no, wait. She was the executive editor of the erotic woman's magazine, Viva, from 74 to 76. That's pretty cool. But it doesn't say anything about being in that movie.
I'm probably thinking of a different actress.
I'm gonna look up her IMDb page.
No, I'm probably thinking of a different actress.
Well, she's a pretty Patricia Bosworth's like a... Sounds familiar to me. I've probably seen some of her stuff.
Well, if you just looked up Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, I'll tell you who plays the secretary.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing pretty much the same thing. I'm just looking up her. No, she's not in it, so I'll look up Mr. What? Washington goes to Mr. Who?
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, starring Jimmy Stewart and Claude Rains.
Jimmy Stewart was in it.
Yep, directed by Frank Capra. I believe written by Robert Riskin.
Riskin.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
I haven't.
It's a good one. It has it's definitely American propaganda.
They did a TV series too.
Yeah. Jimmy Stewart. I mean, I quite like Jimmy Stewart. I've definitely seen quite a few of his movies.
Frank Capra directed it.
I that's what I said.
Yeah. So the female lead is Jean Arthur.
Jean Arthur
played Saunders. There's Beulah Bondi, who played Ma Smith. There's Astrid Allwyn, who played Susan Payne. Ruth Donnelly played Mrs. Hopper.
Oh shit!
These are all the women. Yeah, that's all the women listed in the movie. No secretary.
No. Jean Arthur.
Jean Arthur. Okay, she's the secretary.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but in the nun story, it's. There's one part where I was like, this really sucks. So, she's studying tropical medicine because she wants to go save lives in the Congo. Mm-hmm. And one of the doctors is kind of looking in on their work as they look under a microscope or a telescope. Yeah, microscope. And he kind of says to Hepburn's character, "Oh, perfect, but because of your father, you were probably born with a microscope attached to your eye." And then the other nun, I guess, had been in the colonies, the leprosy colonies, for 7 years, and they were trying to identify a leprosy cell, and she couldn't. So the doctor was so disappointed in her. It's like, "Oh, you've been there for 7 years, you can't do this, da 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 da." Then later on, Hepburn goes to the Mother Superior and is like, "I've tried to make friends with this nun, and I just can't, no matter what I do." And this Mother Superior is like, "Oh yeah, I know, because the nuns already come to me and talk to me about you, and how you're so full of pride." And so Audrey Hepburn's trying to be a good nun. She's like, "Well, what should I do? I don't know how to be more humble." And so the nun goes, "Well, you should fail your test." And I'm sitting there going, so wait, because of this other nun who is so insecure and jealous, she should destroy her whole entire career of, going to the Congo and looking after the savages and, keeping people safe and healthy as a nurse there. Just fail the test so this other woman feels better about herself.
Yeah.
She faltered, but then she answered everything correctly, but then they still felt she needed to be more humble, so they sent her to work at a mental institution. And they failed at being a nun there because she wasn't obedient, because one of the crazy ladies asked for water, and she gave her water. And she was supposed to get somebody to do it with her. They're only supposed to open the doors 2 by 2. And she didn't. She just gave the lady water, and then the lady attacked her. And actually the lady, this is interesting, the lady that attacked her, thought she was the Archangel Gabriel, was played by Colleen Dewhurst, who was Marilla Cuthbert in the Anna Green Gables those early ones from the 80s that were Canadian.
Nice.
She was married to Dorsey Scott. I don't know if you know that actress. Her son is Campbell Scott, who's been in a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. Singles.
Nice. Good stuff.
We got to the makeup part. Woo!
We are at time. I don't know if that might be the end of the story. I don't know. We might.
Yeah. Probably.
Didn't we just start this story though?
We kind of have some hang-ups because we don't know what's going on with the chameleons.
Yeah, I think we should be meanwhile.
We still have everybody dressed up too, and nothing happened with that.
So I don't think it's the end. I feel like we kind of just started the story arc. But these guys have been getting along really well for a long time, so it was good to shake things up for a minute.
Yeah, I'm just kind of having them I don't know. But we're at time, so I'm not going to force us to.
Well, all right, but I've got to. Yeah, all right. I'm going to finish this page.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no chatters tonight. I'm a little sad.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet today, was.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually there's at least 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, well,
we had a blood moon a couple days ago. It was a Tuesday.
I also I didn't get promos up and stuff until like today, and so that's like a big problem. That's my own fault.
That's all right.
You know,
we had a good time with Chuck. It was all fun.
I know. I didn't get promos up until today, and I needed to make the room, and yeah, like, aw, that's cute.
That's what thing behind them there.
That's cute.
Like a belated Valentine's comic.
It kind of reminds me of I Love Lucy.
Yeah, it's nice. It's an old-fashioned happy ending where the alien gets off with the box.
They have the heart made out of the silk. Yeah. You know, and they put all the end credits.
The end is written in scroll.
Yeah,
she loves me.
Yeah, one day it'll be a wholesome family sitcom.
We may have a row now and again, but then we make up again. She's my lady and I'm her man. 'Cause we do what any couple can. 'Cause I love Lucy, yes, I love Lucy, yes, I love Lucy, and Lucy loves me. Woo. Yeah, those are the lyrics. There's lyrics to that song. And they only sang it for one episode, which I want to say is the episode that she announces that she's pregnant. And
why did they only sing it for one episode if that was the theme song? I'm confused.
Well, the theme. Okay, so this was a nasty trick that they pulled in the 60s in television. In television, you own something like a song and stuff if you wrote the lyrics for it, right? And they changed the law after the 60s. In the 70s, they changed it so that if you wrote the music, like you own the music, like you own the tune, right? And somebody could like write the lyrics and own the lyrics, and another person could write the tune and own the tune, right? And that changed in the 70s. But in the 60s, if you own the lyrics, you own the song. And so they would have television writers write theme songs. And then they would have the people that like own the show write stupid little lyrics for the theme song so that they own the theme song. Mm-hmm. And not the person that actually wrote the song.
Sneaky.
Yeah, and so the song for the Dick Van Dyke Show has lyrics. Star Trek has lyrics. Gilligan's Island has lyrics, obviously. Those ones made it to the show. But all those shows, all those like the Brady Bunch, you know, has lyrics and like, but not all of them made it to the actual like airing, right? A lot of them were just written and then kept in a drawer somewhere for ownership. But I Love Lucy, they sang it for that episode because it was the episode where she announced that she was pregnant. And when she went on maternity leave to go and have the baby and, you know, be off air for a while so that she could go and bond with the baby and, you know, take care of it and stuff, that's when they invented the rerun. And so they,
I never knew that.
And so they like, if you missed it the first time, watch it again, you know, and so because I Love Lucy was the first show ever on television filmed on film. That was a TV show. Like they had movies that were on film prior to that, but it was the first TV show that was filmed on film. Prior to that, television shows were done on kinescope. And the reason why Desi wanted to do that was because the quality on film was was sharper than kinescope. And he said, okay, I just want it, I want it to look better. And I want it so that way, like, if we ever want to play it again, we can play it again. But, we never know if we need to do that. And then she got pregnant and they had to do that. And voila, he invented the rerun. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and Star Trek, the reason they did that at Desilu, because they viewed it as something that had good potential for reruns.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing, too, is that Star Trek was almost canceled like 3 times. Like, the executives kept trying to bring it up to the board and like, hey, let's cancel it. It's not getting the viewership we want. And Lucille Ball just wouldn't axe it. She liked it.
Yeah, I knew that. She was responsible for it.
Well, she told them, and I mean, like, they have looked back over the minutes and stuff of the meetings, and she's just like, no, I like it. I like what it's doing. I like that. And in the Twilight Zone, they tried to.
Yeah, she didn't like when Gene Roddenberry was banging his sexually, even though his sexually was really very important part of the show.
Well, but that's just it. She didn't like that he was banging Marjorie, but Marjorie was in the writer's room, and she was pulling like all the strings together, and so. Well,
I know, yeah. I mean, she was obviously the love of his life, but
she
Lucy.
Didn't like the fact that all the pretty girls were banging her husband either, and it was the 60s, and it was a different time. And even though she was the head of the studio, even though she was Lucy fucking Ball, right? She couldn't say a damn thing, because if she made a deal about all the women having sex with her husband, she wouldn't have any actresses working for her studio. If she made a deal about Margaret Barrett having an affair with Gene Roddenberry, she wouldn't have anybody working for her studio, because affairs were a big part of Hollywood back then. And Lucy was smart enough to realize she had to play the game.
Yeah, like Robin, I've told Robin.
Alright, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm starting to fall asleep. So
I know.
Well, I was going to ask you, do you have bagpuss? Do you have bagpuss in Canada?
Do you have what?
Bagpuss.
No.
Apparently not. Bagpuss. Because when Bagpuss goes to sleep, all his friends go to sleep too. So, if
Don't
it's
go
time
to
for
sleep.
Robin to go to sleep, then we all have to go to sleep too.
It's like 9:30 here, so you don't need to go to sleep now.
Just know that when your eyes close, the world goes away, Robin.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Good night. We'll see you later. We're past time anyway. But yeah, we're past time anyway. I should probably put up the end credits and end the show. And
it was good to be here.
Yes. Thank you, anybody who is watching. I appreciate it, and